The brand new film, 2016, Obama's America, has been making waves by asking one very simple question. If Barack Obama, in fact, wins a second term, where will we be in 2016? Now, to answer that question, New York Times bestselling author Dinesh D'Souza. He traveled around the world in search of the real Obama and even spoke for the first time on film with the president's half-brother. Take a look at this.
During the campaign, I was surfing the web. I saw a story, I believe on CNN, that Obama's half-brother, George Obama, was living in Nairobi in a hut. And I thought this has got to be some kind of a joke, but I click on the story and there's a picture, and it looks like something, you know, out of Slumdog Millionaire. I want to read you a couple things you say in your book, which I found very interesting, and quite honestly, I agree with. They resonate with my own life. You say, I don't think that colonialism, which is a big theme of Obama's book also, is responsible for the sufferings and poverty of Kenya. You say that around the time of independence, and I'm quoting you, Kenya was on an economic par with Malaysia or Singapore. We were at the same level in terms of development. Look where we are now and where they are. They are practically developed and industrialized, while Kenya is still a basket case. Can you say a word about that?
Yeah, I think it's true. Look at South Korea. When we got independence, we were far ahead of them.
Right.
But look at them now.
All right, joining me now to share the insight that he gained from making this film, Dinesh D'Souza is back with us. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Good to be on the show.
All right. He lives in a hut.
It's not odd that you've got Obama, who's wealthy, and the president, and he's got a relative in the hut, his half-brother. What is odd is that Barack Obama has been going around the country saying, we are our brother's keeper.
Says it all the time. Fair share. We just played it.
His argument is we have obligations to people, even people unrelated to us. So here is his own half-brother living, by the way, not in American poverty. This is third world poverty of the kind I saw growing up in India. Oh. And Obama won't lift a finger to help him.
Well, that's the point. He has not given his brother a dime, not a penny. And he met him, remember they had the photo op, right? Same brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes there and he meets him. Why did he speak out for the first time? Because wasn't there a story behind this that he was told not to speak to you?
Yeah, I was on your show, Sean, a couple of years ago. I'd started the George Obama campaign Compassion Fund to raise a little money, a couple $1,000s, to help George become an auto mechanic. I said, if Obama won't help him, maybe the American people will. So we had people contribute small amounts of money, but I couldn't get it to George. Why? Because apparently the Obama campaign found out. They went to George and said, don't take the money, and so George disappeared on me. But apparently after the campaign, they forgot about George. So here's George thinking about, where's my money? And so when I contacted him now, 2 years later, George is like, come on down. I'll be happy to talk to you, and maybe you have a little present for me.
So here's the president lecturing at we're our brother's keeper. Here he gets a photo op with his half-brother. Here he sees his half-brother's living in poverty. He's a multi-millionaire. You know, Joe Biden donates like nothing to charity. He's a cheap, vice president cheapskate. He's basically saying the president's a cheapskate when it comes to his own brother.
Well, he is. Now, that's not the whole story. I mean, by the way, this is a pattern with Obama. He has an aunt, his father's sister, who is, as we speak, selling coal on the streets of Kenya for a couple of dollars a day. She's quoted in an article saying she wants to get her teeth fixed, but she doesn't have the money. So Obama's not a helper, let's put it that way.
No. Liberals are helpful, but only with other people's money. They're so generous. They have such a moral obligation. Why wouldn't he help his own brother? Why wouldn't he help his own...
Well, in the film, in 2016, you see a little window about George, which gives you a clue about why Obama may not be too happy with this guy. And you saw a little bit in the clip, but there's a lot more in the film, where George basically is, I would say, politically incorrect. Here is Obama, the West is to blame, America's influence is bad, capitalism is awful, and here's George, who in a way has very different opinions than, in fact, I sort of left the interview and I was kind of joking to my producer. I said, maybe we elected the wrong Obama.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. So he's a conservative, you're saying?
Well, the term won't apply in Kenya, of course, but yeah, he's a heretic from the point.
We would consider him to be
he's self-reliant.
All right, so the premise of this is, what would 2016 look like if, in fact, Barack Obama gets another term? What would it look like?
Well, Obama's agenda, as I see it, is twofold. He has been expanding the power of the state at home, and he has been shrinking the power of America in the world. And he's doing both things simultaneously. So what the film explores is, why is he doing it? And second, if we cut him loose. See, in the second term, the president can be himself. He's not tethered to public opinion. He can go in the direction that he wants. And I think what that means is a further shrinking of America's role. And look at the Middle East. We have seen Iran, and we have seen Egypt slide into the radical Muslim orbit.
And Libya recently.
So what's the third most important country in the Middle East?
Syria.
Well, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Now, imagine if the radical Muslims got Saudi Arabia. Then you would have all the three major countries of the Middle East.
And Jordan's hanging in the balance.
Jordan's hanging in the balance. This is what I call the United States of Islam.
Oh, I think what well, those are harsh words. I think we're watching the rise of radical Islamists in the Middle East, North Africa, led by Iran, seeking nuclear weapons. And I don't think this president has any clue. He had no idea the Muslim Brotherhood would take over. I did, you did, others did. Very few people. Our own president didn't see that coming.
Well, if he didn't see it coming, though, he did notify the military, the Egyptian military, step aside and turn over power, or the United States...
To the Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh, we'll cut off aid. That's Obama.
Well, anyway, fascinating interview with the president's brother in Kenya. And thanks for being with us.
It's a pleasure.